Hi, this is Romy from Blood Lament, and you are listening to Heavy Mental Breakdown.
Blood Lament. I love the name. Just the name alone is awesome. Why did you choose Blood Lament? I know you have a passion for blood. We were talking about the artwork for one of your tracks. I'm gonna go back to it. It is for Victimizer. What is it with you and blood?
I
Lament.
have this obsession with vampires, and I just think they're I don't know, I just really love vampires. I think they're really cool. Like if I could be any sort of mythical creature, I would 100% be a vampire.
Hell yeah.
So Blood Lament, it's like that yearning for blood, but it's also sort of like that level of like revenge that is like that wanting to get even that I hold in a lot of my songs as well. So it's a little double
Get
thing there.
even in what way? Just like thinking about just like situations or relationships or jobs or anything that piss you off. Like,
Yeah,
what do you
just
mean
anything that
revenge?
pisses me off.
Okay, yeah.
To I don't know, completely obliterate someone through the medium of song. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's the beauty of music. You know, it gives you the space to do that instead of actually, beating someone up and bloodying them. Do it through the music.
Yeah,
The best way
You
to
don't
get
have
it
to
out.
be physically violent.
Yeah.
we can do it on an emotional level.
Yeah, yeah. So you talk about you love vampires. What's your
Yeah.
favorite vampire movie?
My favorite vampire movie.
Or show? It doesn't have to be like a movie, but just like when you think about
Yeah.
watching it, like what is your go-to vampire?
My mom used to watch Vampire Diaries when I was younger. And
Oh,
that was sort
okay.
of where it started.
Gotcha.
And then I have this obsession with this game called Baldur's Gate 3. And it's like a D&D sort of thing, but they have this character called Astarion, and he's a vampire. And I'm so obsessed with him. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I am a huge horror fan.
Yeah.
I love the classics, but Bela Lugosi's Dracula, 1931 film. I mean, that's just the greatest vampire movie ever made. Did you watch the new Nosferatu movie that came out?
I haven't yet. I've
No.
been meaning to.
I like
no, not just
asking.
yet.
I like asking like legit vampire fans, like not just like movie in general fan, but like actual legit like vampire fans, what they think of that, because Nosferatu was. I could be wrong, but I think it's classified as the first vampire movie ever made.
Yes. Yeah.
And
The super old one, right? It's like
yeah,
there's a
yeah.
bald thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it came out in like 1918 or something like that. I forget.
So, yeah, it was something crazy.
Something,
like that.
yeah. And that movie has always meant a lot to me because it's a classic, it's original, it's the first kind of its kind. And I thought the new one was just distasteful.
Oh, did you not like it? I
didn't like it.
I need to give it a watch. See what
And
it's
I
like.
love
I've not seen it
asking
yet.
people that because some people were like, man, that was amazing. And it had everything to make it amazing. The production company behind it, the director behind it, the acting, it was there. It was there. But I just felt like I set the bar very high for vampire movies.
Yeah.
Especially ones that have been remade.
I think there's so many classics, and there's so many major ones like Dracula and all these different iterations of it and everything. It's hard to sort of keep up with it.
Yeah,
You see what I mean?
totally.
When you try and remake a classic like that, sometimes
tough.
it just does not hit the mark.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
But a lot of people thought it did. They thought it did. So I was like, all right, coming from a true vampire fan, I want your perspective on it. So you know what? You got homework. You got to go watch that movie.
Yes, and I'll let you know.
And then you're going to let me
know.
let me know what you think about it. So how much of a role then? So obviously it's a big one, but you bring that part of you to life in your music and in your visuals. So it's a big part of you. Have you always been this way? Have you always kind of like the darkness and the horror, and has that always kind of attracted you? And is that what your music is inspired by? Is like the darkness, the creepy, the vampires, like that aspect?
I've always had, ever since I was a little kid, I used to I'd always choose the t-shirts that had like skulls on them and stuff. I was just this really creepy, weird kid. I had an obsession with sort of slightly icky, gory things. I had this book, and it was like this science book, and we took it in. I took it in for show and tell one day, and it had this like silicone heart on the front, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. And it's like this horrible, squishy, like realistic heart on the cover. And I brought it in. I'm like, look at my cool science book.
Yeah.
I just love anything a bit weird and creepy, and a lot of my tattoos are the same. I've got like a cat fetus on my arm and like bugs and this weird worm with like loads of eyes on it and stuff. I've always been entranced by creepy,
me too,
things.
Me
yes,
too.
It's cool, and it's
is.
like it's something that I think a lot of people are scared to sort of delve into. It's it's too gross, and you know, I'm not into that. But I just love to sort of look at it and explore that. I think there's so much fun in that.
Yeah, I love talking to people. I love talking to musicians who have that like appreciation for horror, because I feel like there's a huge connection there. Like I feel like a lot of people who do
100%.
metal music or goth music or you know, anything in that genre, there is a huge connection between horror and like rock and roll and metal. And I feel like we just get it. We're like, oh, you like that kind of music? You must like this kind of movies. Oh, you do? Cool. We're instant friends. Like, we get each other. And, like, it's funny. So mental health is a huge, huge thing in my life. And one of the reasons is because of Frankenstein. That movie always made me sad, even when I was a kid. You know, like, he didn't ask to come to life. But when he did come to life, everyone treated him like this monster. They wanted to kill him. They wanted to attack him for... And he was just he didn't know. He didn't know any better. Yeah. And I always felt really bad for him. However, I don't advocate throwing kids in the lake, which he did in that movie. But that's the one thing that, okay, maybe they got me on that one. But I always just felt bad for him. I never really saw him as a monster. I always saw him as a person who didn't ask to be here, who was brought here intentionally by some outside force. And I just had compassion for him when I was a kid. But it didn't scare me at all. I actually watched it and felt really sad afterwards. So
I think that's quite a common thing with mental illness as well. And there's always this sort of thing, especially like with people who, you know, have these debilitating like mental disorders and things. And there's always that idea from outside of people that it's like, oh, this person's like, you know, it's as if it's an inconvenience for them.
Right.
And it's like, this person's dealing with a lot at the end of the day. I think it's just a case of having that extra bit of compassion and being able to reach out to these people who are clearly going through a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously I've had my own like experiences with it and everything, like since I was really young, and that's again what a lot of my music is about. It's all just sort of personal experiences, and just because it's cathartic to get it out like that.
It's very important to have an outlet to let those things out. So that brings me to my next question. How long have you been doing this for? How long has Blood Lament been an artist putting out music? How long has this been going on for?
This is very new. I released my debut single, Father, on November 2024. So just over a year, really.
Okay.
It's very fresh. I'd been in bands and stuff when I was about 14, 15. When I was younger.
Those high school bands in the garages and stuff. Fuck yeah.
We used to go to practice every week, and we were always on it, and we'd cover songs by Motionless in White,
Sick.
The Bridge, Breaking Benjamin.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And we had a lot of fun with it, but we never wrote any of our own songs because we were all too shy to show each other what we've been able to make ourselves.
It's a very vulnerable thing to do. Making music.
Absolutely.
There's so much. And I was just talking to Dust House about this. And it's a very emotional thing to get in a room with someone and talk about your feelings, even if it is through music. And sometimes when you're with friends and people you know, it's even harder.
Yeah.
But once you kind of crack that, it's like, oh, now we have this bond now.
Yeah.
But so this is brand new then. So you said it's just been a little over a year. How is it going so far? How has the reception been to your music?
It's been incredible. I can't talk about it too much because it'll genuinely make me cry. This has been such a dream of mine since I was so young, and it's sort of I mean, even my debut single, a lot of that was written when I was about 16, 17.
Oh, okay.
So it just been on the back burner for a bit, until I kind of had the means and resources to, with adult money and go to the studio and get these things recorded. But yeah, it's been incredible. People have been so loving. And my favorite part about it is when people say that they can relate to it. That's like been the main thing for me. It's like I'm that for somebody that those bands were for me when I was a teenager, and I needed that sort of like release, and just to know that I wasn't alone. It's really cool. It's really cool.
As an artist, there's no better compliment than someone coming to you and telling you that you made an impact on them.
Yeah,
because this stuff that we do, we don't do it for money. You know what I mean? Like,
well, we're not. We can't.
Exactly.
There's no money in it.
There is no money in it, exactly. And so we are running off our passion, and we're running off wanting to make a difference somehow. So when we're validated in that, it just feels so fucking amazing.
It's so good. It's so good. I love it.
Yeah, and you were saying, so you haven't played a show yet, right? Or you're about to play your first. So when is that first show for you happening? Is it the one in April, or is this one before that?
No, it'll be March. So there's one on the 8th of March. In Sheffield. That is for International Women's Day. I'm not sure on the other people in the lineup or anything, but I think that'll be my first one unless something else comes up.
Okay, well, that brings up my next point. We were just talking about the show in April, so I want to mention, I want to drop that real quick. Pulling up the poster, here we go. So on April 18th, you were playing a show in Sheffield with Dust House and Rex.
Yeah.
How did you get connected with those guys?
This is quite a funny story, actually. So I thought that funny.
I heard something about you were a model first.
Yes.
You were doing some modeling work with them first.
So I met this girl on Facebook, weirdly, looking for like models and stuff. So I've been working alongside her. I did like some modeling work for a band called Winter Hotel. I was in one of their music videos recently.
Winter Hotel.
Yeah, they're really cool.
That's a cool name. That takes me straight to a visual. It took me straight to The Shining, and it just like.
Yeah.
How he's in that hotel and it's just like it's just storming and raining snowing the entire time. He's just stuck there. I love Winter Hotel. I'm gonna check them out. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, I did some work with them, and then she contacted me one day, and she was like, "Oh, I've got this band that are wanting to do some like merch photo shoots. Like, would you be up for it?" I was like, "Yeah, totally. I'll do it." And then we met with the lead singer of Dust House and everything. He was in the photos and stuff. And then we got chatting for like the few hours that we were out. And I was like, I do music, by the way.
Just throwing it out there.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, well, we've got like a gig coming. I'll let you know. And I was like, sick. And then here we are.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So how are you feeling pre-first show? So the one coming up in March, how are you feeling about, okay, so now I've started this thing. It's only been a year. It's getting a great reception. But now it's one thing to put stuff out online and just kind of let it be. But when you're physically in person and you're putting on a performance, you're on a stage, people are watching you, and you're being super vulnerable with all these lyrics and everything that means so much to you. How are you feeling going in pre-first show?
I'm like absolutely terrified. I'm sure it'll be fine. I know that because I've done like small performances and stuff in the past, but just as like me singing like a cover or whatever. But as me and with my own songs, that there is that level of like vulnerability to it, because it's one thing writing the song and then taking it to Jack, my incredible producer, and having that all, put out there, and even just like telling him the lyrics or him hearing them and then putting it out to the world, and then you have to perform that in front of people and get that live reaction. That is terrifying, but at the same time, it's all I've ever wanted.
Yeah.
So I am really, really
all you've ever wanted. Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's interesting? That's all I've ever wanted was to be on stage. So why now? How come? Why did you feel that 2024 was the time in your life to do it? If you've always wanted to do it, why did what made you be like, okay, this is what I need to do, so I'm going to do it now? Where was that switch for you?
I think, I mean, I don't come from exactly like, you know, lots of money. We grew up in like a bit of poverty. We weren't exactly well off or anything, so there's always that was holding me back. But I think as soon as I had like adult money, I tried to do the adult thing and what was expected of me, because being a musician is like, oh, you'll never be able to do that, you know, that you'll never be successful in that. It's unrealistic. You need to do a real thing. So I got a horrible job at a call center, and I was miserable for 2 years. And every single day I logged onto that computer and I'd have my headset on. I'd be talking to some really evil, angry customer down the phone, screaming at me because their shoes haven't arrived on time. I'm thinking all I want to do is be on stage, and the fact that I'm doing this is a disservice to myself.
Yeah,
I was like, I need to just figure out a way to do this. And I managed to, you know, I met some amazing people. I met my producer at... It was like a festival I was doing PR for, and we got talking. I explained like everything, and he said, you know, like, come down to the studio, we could do some stuff. And I've stuck with him ever since. He's like so talented. Jackfruit on Instagram. He's works with some like really cool people. But I have to mention
funny.
him,
I like that.
If it wasn't for
Jackfruit, that's a great name.
Jackfruit, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for him, it's such a joint effort. I don't think I would have had the courage to really get out and do it myself. I wouldn't have known what to do. He's taught me so much about just the industry as a whole and doing these things, and even just the simple things like finding a distributor to put your music out there, like just things like that. But,
well, it's very intimidating to do it, and I think that's why a lot of people don't do it, because there's so many levels to this. It's writing the lyrics first off, which is a challenge on its own, and then the music, and then the recording, and then putting it out, and then putting yourself out there, but wanting to also be real, like real to yourself. But you also have to come up with this persona of like, this is who I am as the artist, because there has to be that little bit of a separation there with the artist and the person, a little bit. But that mindset kind of helps some people. Like when it comes to going on stage, it's like, okay, I'm leaving this part of me out here. I am this person today, and that's what I am. And and like when you can like sit with that and like really like accept that, it kind of becomes a little easier. Yeah. And then of course time, you know, after that, I'm sure by the time the April show comes, you're going to be a pro at this already. You're going to walk up and be like, I got this. I got this.
Stage diving.
Stage diving, exactly. How about Rex? How did you get connected with Rex?
Just through this gig, really.
Oh, okay, through this one. Cool.
But yeah, I mean, I wasn't entirely sure how any of this sort of stuff worked. I was like, you know, what, like, I don't know, like, just the nitty gritty of like doing a gig. How do you even get into the gig? I've just been really lucky, and like for the 3 ones that I have lined up, I've just known people and we've managed to like, you know, make something work.
Well, I mean, that's how it all works though. Well, is networking with people and talking to them and getting on their shows and stuff. I mean, you were doing a modeling gig for Dust, and then now your name's on their poster and you're doing a show with them.
Yeah, it's so cool.
How
I'm
it works.
Grateful though. I'm so grateful for everyone that's like, for Dust House even just like considering having me on, because I think that's really cool. That's really sweet of them. Giving me a go, even though I've not, you know, done a show yet. I could be crap. I have no idea.
Well, it's more about the person than the music sometimes, I think. You know, since you already knew them and had a connection with them, they liked you, you liked them. There was just because like you don't want to play a show with someone, you know, the band could be fucking amazing, but if you don't have a connection with them and you're like can't see yourself hanging out with them outside of that, you don't really want them part of the show. So just like your personality and the way you present yourself, and that's a huge part of it. And you seem very passionate about what you do, and that's kind of all you need. The music comes natural if you like love it and are passionate about it. It just comes.
Hell yeah. That's
cool.
Absolutely.
So we are here today because of a song that you wrote, and it is called Authority. And I like the artwork for it. You're like behind like what is that you're in like what is that?
It's like a plastic sheet.
Just it reminds me of Dexter. Did you watch Dexter? The TV show Dexter?
I saw bits of it. I've not seen the whole
Yeah,
thing.
so he like gets that kind of sheeting and wraps it around his entire kill room so all the blood stays within there so there's no traces of it. You would have done something like this. You would have done something like this. You would actually probably really like Dexter a lot. I think you should check it
I'll
out.
definitely give it a go.
Yeah, it's
I don't
really
watch a lot
good.
of, like movies and stuff, which is weird. Like I'm a fan of like bits and bobs. I don't know. I'm talking on my arse again.
You're good. So okay, so why this song and why that artwork? Like what brings these two things together?
So Authority, from my perspective and where I was writing it from, was after being in a really abusive relationship. So me being sort of like behind that sheet, it was sort of accidental. It was the photographer's idea, and we just thought it looked really cool. But it also brings
cool.
that idea of being sort of like that trapped from that like level of authority, if that makes sense.
And there's a little gap there where you can see through. So it's almost like I'm on this opposite side, but I can see there's a little bit of light there. I can see the light, but I have to get myself there.
Yeah.
There's something holding me back, but I have to get through it. I can see there's a way out, but I'm not there yet. That's what I get from that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
When was this song? So it came out last year. When did this come out last year?
It was October, the end of October.
You would have chosen did it come out on Halloween?
Yeah. It was like, I think it was the day before Halloween, maybe?
Halloween weekend.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it.
Of course.
I love it. I understand you
my favorite
completely.
time of year.
I understand you completely, Blood Lament. So this song, Authority, you said that this is probably your most vulnerable one yet. Before you released it, how did you feel? Before this song came out to the world, before you threw it out there and everybody knew how you felt about whatever the issue was or whatever your thoughts were, how did that, in like a mental place come out before you pushed that button to be like, all right, it's going out to the world now? How did that feel?
There was so much fear behind that because, I mean, like I say, this song's about like that sort of authority figure controlling you, and after being in that abusive relationship, and there was so much fear behind it. Like, I don't know, I didn't like just putting that out there and being that vulnerable. I knew that it could help people maybe. But there's also just that fear of like, oh god, like what if people in my personal life see this?
Right. There's always that fear.
They clock it, but we've not had any issues with that yet. Well, it's fine.
Yeah, it's one thing to write a song and be vulnerable with yourself, but then to also release it to the world is a whole different level.
I think when it's about something so personal, I think a lot of people obviously in my personal life knew about that whole situation, but it's still that fear, because I think in a weird way I think it's easier to release something to a bunch of people that you don't know.
Absolutely.
Because you don't have to worry about their reaction because you don't know who they are. And that's fine. But when you're thinking about each separate reaction from each family member or person that you know or person that you have known, that's so much scarier.
It is.
Because there's that chance for it being brought up in conversation, or
and your family and friends seeing you differently,
absolutely.
I mean, that was my biggest fear about doing this podcast alone, because I talk about my mental struggles all the time. I talk about how I'm bipolar, how I've had suicidal ideologies, and like I go deep with my stuff sometimes. But you know what I found is the more that I talked about it, the more people gravitated towards the podcast. It took a minute, it took a minute just like, anything else, it might take a minute, but once somebody hears it and it's like, oh, this is cool, I'm going to pass it on to this person.
Yeah.
And that person
100%.
passes it on to that person. And just sometimes it just takes a minute to stick.
Yeah.
But when it's personal and done from a place of just your true raw emotions, and like it sticks with people. And I think people are able to tell the difference between an artist who is pouring their heart out and an artist who's kind of just doing it just to do it. There's and people see that. Yeah,
I think it was one of the hardest songs. Yeah, I mean, I only have 3, but the hardest song yet to record. I got very emotional in the studio, and the spoken word section, which you'll hear at the beginning, not to give you any spoilers, is a poem that I wrote just after the incident had happened. So that was all very raw and real for me, and then the rest of it sort of turns into this feeling of anger towards the person, like I mentioned earlier, about getting even on an emotional level.
Well, I think it's time to listen to the song.
Okay.
All right. I am beyond stoked to hear this song. It sounds like there's a lot of love and passion and anger and all the emotions that went into this one. So I have not heard it yet, so I am stoked to finally hear it. And this is Authority by Blood Lament, track number 3 that you've released.
Yeah.
I love that I'm able to interview you in this early phase of your career.
Yeah.
I love it. So cool. All right. Let's you know what? Let's break this track down. I'll stop it there.
Okay.
Wow. There's a lot to dive into here. I love your voice, by the way. Thank you. It's pretty, but it's also creepy and haunting in a way too. Yeah. And especially the way that you kind of slow it down and the music is kind of haunting behind you. It puts you in this atmosphere of something's wrong, and I don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
That's exactly where I get. So it makes me want to listen to it more. It keeps me stuck in it because I'm like, where is this going to go? Because also, when it starts off slow like that, to me, I feel like it's about to, at some point, get a lot heavier and just... And it becomes much more the music just gets bigger, and I just feel like it's going to have a cinematic feel to it. Yeah, that's right. This is the calm before the storm, kind of. That's the way I feel about it already. Yes. So there was one song. There was a lyric in here where it. I was like, oh shit. But okay, I'll get to that. You are a monster in my house. You wrapped yourself inside the walls. And that's kind of, when I heard that line, it made me think of the artwork. Wrapped up in something that you can't get out of. That's where the artwork takes me. In your old wounds, you saw me staring back. You stuck her picture on my face and used me as a punching bag. I became a prisoner in my own home. And at the end, all that remained was a shell of the girl I used to be. Is this the spoken word part you were telling me about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this was something you wrote during that painful time.
Yes. How did it just after?
How did it feel going back to that moment, having to kind of relive that with the recording and putting it out to the world? How did it feel to kind of go back into that space?
that was the hardest part to do.
Yeah, I bet.
I remember because we got through like the most of the song. I was sort of ignoring it for a bit.
This was like one of the last things you did on the track.
Yeah. And I was like, we've got to do that spoken word part. And he was like, oh yes. And I was like, give me a minute.
No.
Let me sort myself out. And I got through it and he was like, you're right. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. I got a little bit teary-eyed and it was a bit rough. But yeah, just sort of, I think because that part that I'd written then, because I wrote it around about that time, that was it, like exactly how I was feeling. It was like even just after he'd left, his presence still felt like it was there around me. I was alone in that house. He wasn't there anymore. Everything had been dealt with. It was fine. But I still felt his sort of overbearing presence, that feeling of authority, that I was still actively being controlled.
That's tough.
So that's just like, it's scary, man. Like
yeah,
it was just a scary time. But yeah, I think that's why it was the hardest to go back to, because it was like, damn, I haven't felt like this in a little while. Like,
so I'm going to be very vulnerable with myself here. Kind of what I was saying earlier. You know, it's like, it's tough, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
It's tough for me to say, but I'm going to do it. I was in a 14-year relationship once. And we had moved. We were married. We were married for 4 years. We were together ultimately for 14. And we had just moved to a new city in a brand new apartment. And within a month, I was away for the weekend. And when I got back to my apartment, all her stuff was gone and I never saw her again. So I was literally left alone in an apartment with brand new furniture, with boxes not even packed, and abandoned by someone who was my wife and who I spent the last 14 years with, and completely left alone. And you were a monster in my home. You wrap yourself inside the walls. Like, we had just moved there and just signed a lease. And so that entire year, you wrapped yourself inside these walls. In your old wounds, you saw me staring back. You at the end, remained a shell. That's exactly what I felt when I was left. And it was in Chicago, where it's fucking freezing. And so, like, I was working from home at the time, so I was literally trapped inside this place, not really having anywhere to go, by myself, and just stuck with all the miserable depression and suicidal attempt that year. And it was just like, it was a really, really, really bad time. And so when I heard these lyrics, that's where it took me. I became a prisoner in my own home, because we had just moved here and now I have a year-long lease and I'm trapped with the memories of what this could have been. That's where this first part takes me.
I like that, because, well, I don't like that happened to you, of course. But I like that art can be so subjective like that. It's like you can hear that and that takes you to a completely different place as it would take me, or the next person, or the next person. I like that someone who's listening to that might not even be thinking about an ex-partner. They could be thinking about a father or a mother or anyone in their life. And I like that it can give that sort of, whether it be comfort or just like straight up relatability.
Not feeling alone. And I think that's what you said earlier. You know, when I and that's what saved my life, was music, was having something to feel like, oh, I'm not the only one that has gone through something like this. And if this person can get through it and make art out of it and use that as an outlet, then I can do that too.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Yeah.
And another place that this takes me is, there's a lot of house and walls and prisoner, home. Where that automatically took me was, I was trying to figure out if you were referring to home as in your mind. That now this person has taken control of your mind. Your house is this. This is your house, because there's so many like outsiders looking in can help and try to be like, he's gone, you're so much better off now. But if this isn't working right, none of that shit matters.
Yeah, 100%.
And so I almost see a home as you were a monster in my home. Like you affected my brain so much. Now I'm just a shell of what I used to be because now my mentals just aren't right. I am a prisoner of my own mind and these thoughts that you've left me with. That is brutal. That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
Stuck her picture on my face. Did that really happen?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was going to be like, oh my goodness.
No.
But it's how you felt about something, though.
Yes. What I was getting at is this guy was very much, best way I could put it is just a bit of a woman hater. He had a lot of, and I respect that he had his own traumas with women in the past or whatever. But he made that my problem. I had nothing to do with that. I don't know who these people are.
So you use that as like her picture on my face. He took that other trauma and brought it onto you.
Yes, that's what I'm getting.
That's a great way of wording this.
Yeah, thank you.
That must be difficult to deal with. Like you've done nothing and you didn't cause this to somebody, but you're getting the effects of it.
Yeah.
It's tough. All right. Well, great intro. Very creepy, very haunting, and that's what you're going for. So I think it's perfect. I think it's cool. All right. Let's keep listening to this. All right. I feel we're getting to a bigger part, so I'm going to pause it there.
Okay.
This song, I got chills right now. I wanted to make sure it wasn't just the cold. I got chills because there's a line in there that really hit, and it was mugs flying off the walls.
Yeah.
I was very angry. And I ended up throwing a lot of things. I ended up breaking a lot of things. A lot of things that were left behind that just reminded me of her and the situation. Broken glass on the floor, broken mugs, a mug that, we got after our wedding that said Mr. or Mrs. that were left in the cabinets. Fuck this cup. Boom.
Yeah.
So it's just like, to me, that took me to just items that reminded me of the situation. Like the photos were taken off the wall. Things were removed from the apartment. Things were thrown in the dump. Just it's just like screaming in my ear. To me, that goes to screaming at myself, because where I took everything was, this was my fault. I did this. There's something wrong with me. For someone to just abandon me and our cat like that, I had to have done something wrong. And screaming in my ear, wish I could disappear. You've got your authority. Like, you did the way that you left and divorced me through a text message. Like, even though there wasn't any screaming in my ear, it caused me to do that to myself. The way she left caused me to say, you got your authority. You got what you wanted. Mugs flying off the wall. I tremble as I fall. I mean, many nights on the floor, just fucking crying it out. Standing over me, watching me as I bleed. You've got your authority. She knew what I was going through, too. She knew my attempt. She knew I was in the hospital. She knew all of it and never reached out to ask if I was okay. Not once. Watch me as I bleed. I mean, I'm relating to this song so much. So these parts right here, the screaming, the mugs, the standing over me. What do you want to say about that?
These are just sort of like recounts of things that actually happened. The mugs flying off the walls. There was one night where he was just really angry. He threw like a hairdryer in my direction, started throwing mugs. It was almost like to say, I'm not going to do this, but I want you to know that I can. Sort of like, but like I say, like that level of authority, like, you know, he's standing over me in that way. He's, you know, he's enjoying every bit of it. And you've got your authority is supposed to be like, yes, I get it. You've got me down to where I am so broken as a person. I don't recognize the person that I am anymore. And you're still standing over me and doing this and threatening me. I get it. You've got it. You've got what you wanted. What else am I supposed to do? It's sort of like, okay, like, yeah.
That's rough. Sorry you went through that.
That's okay. But I think it's interesting that ours are quite different there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I took your lyrics and I related it to my situation. You know, it's funny, like, a song can mean one thing to the artist, and then when you release it, it becomes not yours anymore, really. It's like you release it to the world and people can interpret it. And I am not seeing this really a way that you wrote it, but I'm able to, like, it takes me to a visual of my situation. And it puts me back in that spot, but in a way where I'm like, she went through something very similar and created art from it and is now a rock star about to put on her first show. I mean, there's no better way to come out of something really bad to like flip it and use it as fuel.
Yeah.
And that's what you did there.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let's get into that next part because I felt like it's getting heavier.
Yeah.
So I wonder if the lyrics are going to get heavier as the song gets heavier. Let's check this out. Oh.
Sorry, she's shouting at me.
Wish I could go get my cats, but they're still in that. We just got them like less than a month ago, so they're still like in a stage where like they kind of run from us a little bit. Like they're not like fully comfortable yet. Yeah. And so whenever I try to like pick one of them up, they like run away like a cockroach. So I'm just like, so that's my nickname for them right now. They're the cockroaches, but
little cockroaches.
But hopefully they'll start. You know, yeah. Anyway, all right, let's keep rocking out. This is a brutal track. Do you know if he's ever heard it? Or you have no clue?
I'd rather not think.
It's probably the best. That's definitely the best. Yeah. Oh man, if this song was written about me, I'd be like, oh shit, I'm being called out. It's not easy being free when you're standing over me. Yeah, because you just feel like you're being tied down and strapped down. There's nothing you can do. You're not free.
What I was getting at specifically with that line was what a lot of these sort of people do who crave that sort of power in a relationship and are quite controlling is you come to them perhaps like early on in the relationship and you say, hey, this is quite controlling, I'm not happy about this, and they're like, I'm not being controlling, I'm not doing that. And I'm trying to say, well, it's not easy being free when you're and kind of pointing them in the direction of what they're actually doing to me. That's kind of what I was trying to get at with that. But yeah.
One place that took me to is after she had left and I was just there by myself. You know, there was a lot of times like before that where I knew the marriage was not going to work out, but we like wanted a new start. We were going to try it over. And once she left and I was there by myself, I realized it wasn't as easy as I thought it might be being alone. So it's not easy. It's not easy being free. You finally have this space. You finally have this time to do you. But there's something about that absence of the presence or the just having someone there. It's not easy being alone. It's actually very hard, especially when you're when you're going through something and you're alone. That's hard. Take the apple from the tree. You are Adam and I am Eve. Fuck your comfortability when she's crying out in need. Is that the best you can be? You are Adam and I am Eve. What is the why the kind of biblical reference here?
So, this is another thing I was talking about before, where I was worried about people in my life hearing this. Because my family, like certain parts of my family are quite religious. So I was like, these references, are these going to piss them off? Like, are they going to be mad at me about this? But I spoke with my nana about it today, and she actually completely agreed with me, which I thought was quite cool. But the biblical reference, it's not intended to be like blasphemous or anything like that. It's supposed to be a metaphor, and this can go for anyone. I think in this particular section, I'm trying to call out to all cases of this where it could be, you know, a teacher, it could be the government, it could be anyone in your life where someone is having this sort of like controlling thing over you. The Adam and Eve reference is sort of intended to be. It's supposed to be more universal in the sense that the way that the Adam and Eve story or religion sometimes can be used as
a weapon against you.
A weapon against people, yeah. And I think specifically in my case, you know, sometimes you'll find like, you know, domestic violence posts on like Facebook or whatever. And a lot of the comments will be, oh well, what did they do to make them do that? Or oh well, they really must have pissed them off, like, you know, or you know, what are they dealing with, whatever. And it's like, it's always the victim always somehow becomes the scapegoat in these situations.
Yeah.
And what I'm getting at with there, specifically with Eve, and it's like, you know, Eve did this, Pandora did this, you know, as if it's like there's always someone has to be the scapegoat in that situation. When if you read the Bible and you take in these different parts, there's a lot that Adam knew. Yeah, Eve has always taken the full blame for that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Get me?
Huh, interesting. I like how you said, how you brought up it could be related to a lot of things, but one of the things you said was government. And honestly, I've been having a lot of guests on the show who are creating music based on just where we are at in life with political things and governmental things and wars and I mean the list goes on and on and on about the shit that's going on right now. And so when I saw Authority, I actually thought this song was going to be about like the government and you know just the state of the world right now. So this was a flip for me. I didn't think it was going to go this route. But yeah, no, you can totally read these lyrics and connect it to the government and politics and
I think Victimizer is that it intended to be more about the government. So I don't shy away from talking about those things. I think because I'm very inspired by a lot of like punk and like Riot Girl and stuff.
Cool.
It's always cool to talk about those things. Anywhere that I feel anger, I want to write about. Because it's so cathartic on a whole other level, and you feel so angry about something that usually you don't have a lot of control over. It's like fuck you, fuck everyone. Like it's just great to get that onto a page, slop it onto a WAV file, and send it out to the world, and then you don't have to deal with it anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Right. and that's one of the things I love about these lyric breakdowns, because it shows that actually getting something down as something like, so sorry, taking your thoughts and writing them down and putting them out and releasing them to the world is almost like a release for yourself too, to be like, okay,
absolutely,
this part of my life I am going to throw into this song. I'm going to cry in the studio. I'm going to scream. I'm going to let it out. But once this song is released, I'm releasing these emotions with it.
Not my problem anymore.
Not my problem anymore. I'm in a new relationship. I am feeling way better. This is just to get this out so I can let this go.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Did you find emotional release when you let this out? Did you feel like you were able to let part of that go? I mean, it'll always kind of be there with you, of course, you know.
Yeah.
And it's important to hold on to those things so we don't remember them, we don't make mistakes in the future. But there is a certain level of letting go of something that is very important.
And I think
it
was really up at me when I wrote it and when I took it to the studio, and then once I'd sort of let that out and released it, it felt like it wasn't my problem anymore. It felt like that was something that I'd settled with.
Not the beauty of music.
Yeah, it was. I felt okay with that. I understood that had happened to me. That's something that's
acceptance is huge
for the trajectory for the rest of my life. But I can accept that.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
Yep. It's part of your past. Yeah.
Wrong now.
Yeah, I mean, just like with me, that experience, I wish I didn't go through that, of course. But looking back on it now, years later, I'm like, fuck, I'm kind of glad I did, because in a way, it taught me so much about who I am as a person, what my worth is, what I want out of a relationship, and also more importantly, what I don't want out of a relationship.
Yeah, 100%.
And I have since then remarried and have the greatest person in the world as my wife. So, and that's what I'm saying. So, like, in a weird way, that was so terrible what happened. Yeah. But now I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad that happened.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the same with like my current relationships.
Yeah.
Even. I would die for that man. And I'm so lucky to have him, but the only reason that I was able to set up certain boundaries and stuff, and I mean, he's been so patient with me after going through something like that.
Yeah.
But going through that has meant that I was able to meet this wonderful man, this wonderful, mysterious man from Coventry.
Awesome. That's so cool. I'm so happy for you that you were able to do that.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Thank you. Cool. All right. Talking about this stuff, huh? Tell me about your baby. Tell me how your ex was crazy. Leave out all the details, like how you left her blue and bleeding. It's not just your nature. It's how you fucking failed her. How you failed her. You crawled inside her ear, left her as empty as a carcass. So is this about how you felt after he left you, or are you referring to kind of those traumas and how it was left on you?
What I'm talking about here is the fact that a lot of these people who are like this and can be violent in a domestic, in a relationship setting, will do this again and again and again and again. Yeah. They'll use a crazy ex trope to disguise from the fact that they were actually in the wrong. So who I'm actually talking about here is his ex before me. She was the crazy ex. She was, this crazy bitch. Oh God, don't listen to her. Completely disregarding anything that she might ever have to say about the whole situation before I even get a chance to learn about it, to save his fucking ass. It's like, no, because she's crazy, but you left out all the details where you were just as abusive to her as you were to me. And I'm sure that now I'm probably the fucking crazy ex writing songs about him.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, leave out all the details because you don't want to actually face what you've done. It's easier to put all the blame on somebody else than to accept that, hey, maybe I did something that was wrong.
Yeah.
Crawled inside her ear. It's just that lingering, like, I'm not good enough. They made me feel this way. Maybe I'm not worthy of a good relationship. Maybe I'm not worthy of this. It's just that little voice in your ear that they leave behind.
Yeah, 100%.
But when you find the right partner, sometimes that that inner voice that's saying that kind of goes away a little bit.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah, it takes time, because it's a little traumatic and stuff, but we'll get there. You and I, we're gonna get there.
Oh, yeah.
I feel that vibration in my ear there. That's why I put my headphone. I was like, I feel it going like this.
Yeah.
It's like bouncing off the walls.
Yeah.
It's almost like the song where just like these walls, like I feel like I'm trapped and it's just going back and forth, and there's no there's no like empty hole for it to escape out of. Like I almost feel like the way that this song is like structured is very fitting with the story behind it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was intentional at all, that part right there, to make you feel in that moment and kind of one with the emotion.
I think not that particular part. I've not even heard that anyone say that myself, so that's a really cool note. But the structure of the song, it was sort of intended to start out like you said before, the calm before the storm. That was intentional. And as it gets, I mean, you're about to hear, it gets just insane and reckless and ridiculous at the end. But yeah. Cool.
All right, but I just wanted to point that out. I like that. I really like when artists do that. It happens every so often, and it makes me feel like I'm more part of it than I actually am.
It scratches an itch, doesn't it?
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
Cool. That was Authority, the third single from Blood Lament, and what a track that one was. All right. Yeah, that kind of just put me in a moment there. Need to compose myself. All right. What you sow is what you reap. I'm paying for the hurt you keep. Hit me once. Another biblical reference here. I swear to God. We all know it's what gets you off. That's a stab. That's a stab at someone. We know that's what gets you off, is hurting people. What an awful. And so I'm not saying it to anybody in particular, but it's just that's a stab. That's what. It just sounds like a shitty person. I'm not saying anything about anybody. I'm just saying when you say those words to someone, it's like it's a huge fuck you. You left and I started drinking. Tainted words. I'm left unfeeling. Take your words. You're poison too. My life is fucked, so take that too. So When I attempted my life, it was because of alcohol, and it was right after she left. Well, about a month or so. I felt like my life was fucked. Where do I go from here? Do I have a future? Am I too broken to get into another relationship? My world just spiraled, and I started drinking. And that was not the right way to go. Was the alcohol? I mean, this song just relates to me so much.
Yeah.
Like, I am back in the feeling when I listen to this. This is a powerful song. And then you start screaming.
Yeah.
You're screaming. You're just like, I am going to just channel all of this and leave it here in this recording booth.
Yeah.
I'm going to let it all out. How was that moment for you when you're in the booth and screaming?
Oh my god, it felt so good. I remember just feeling so pumped afterwards, and I was like,
I bet.
It was incredible. It was so good. Yeah, it was amazing. I love that. That's like my favorite part of the whole song, because it's just the biggest sort of fuck you.
And anybody who has dealt with drinking as a coping mechanism, no matter what they've gone through, can understand this part right here.
I'm 3.5 weeks sober now.
Hell yeah, good for you. That's amazing. Hell yeah. No, I mean, and that's a lot harder than a lot of people think. I mean, just a week or a couple days can be extremely hard too.
The drinking really started after this whole situation. I mean, I started drinking quite young. I think I had my first drink like alcoholic drink probably I was about 12, but drinking properly about like 15. I'd get fucked up. So it was, and it's sort of like a weird culture thing in the UK, especially in the northeast.
Okay.
So yeah, that was always sort of drilled into me. But when you're taught as a kid, like, this is how adults deal with their problems. Go, I got to the point where I was drinking every single day, and I was just drinking until I passed out, just to forget all of this bullshit that I was put
That's
through.
Exactly what I was going through, passing out just to be able to fall asleep.
Yeah, literally. So your mind wasn't keeping you up the whole night with all these either different flashbacks or different things or whatever your brain was telling you. Cause
it was a nightmare,
brains
literally.
Get really mean at
yeah.
night.
Oh yeah, they do. I mean, I've dealt with insomnia my entire life. But it intensified when that happened. Like, I was like, how can I go through something like that and then just at night be like, cool, I'm gonna shut my mind off and fall asleep. To me, I found myself just asking that question when I was going through it. How can I just not think about what I'm going through and just shut my brain off and fall asleep?
Yeah.
Like, how is that even possible? There was nights I just wouldn't even sleep at all because there, the light, it's dark and there's really no one to call and talk to, and it's just like that is a moment for everybody when you are forced to be with your thoughts. You lay down in bed, lights are off, go to bed. What do you do in that situation? It's a lot harder to deal with than a lot of people might think. Just going to bed, falling asleep.
I think, like, after I got rid of him and the locks were changed and the police fucking escorted him out with all these things.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was rough.
You got rough.
After all,
I like how you laugh about it. But that's great though. That's great. Exactly. So it's when you talk about these things, even if they are hard, sometimes it's good to laugh because then your brain just starts to be like, well, that was funny. Whatever, that's in the past. I'm not going to let that bother me anymore. Yeah. I laugh whenever I talk about my shit, like, I tend to laugh too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was in the hospital for a couple days, but then I got right back. I was fine. Like,
it's fine. I just had a silly little lapse.
Yeah. A silly little. I like that.
But yeah, I mean, after he'd left and all of that went down, and I was just alone in that house, and I was like, what do I even like do here?
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
so drinking just became habit. I mean, I had that awful call center job that I hated and was regretful every single day that I wasn't doing my music. Then I just felt like such a fucking failure. I just felt like such a loser. I was down on my arse, absolute shell of a person because of all this shit that he put me through. I just had this constant feeling of like, this isn't fair. This isn't fair. And that sort of woe is me sort of like mentality just ate at me and ate at me. And when you're in that position, you can't see the light. Yeah. You know, you can't like, it's just every day you're just it's stuck in this like hole. And the only thing that I could do was drink. And it was awful. And that lasted years and years and years. I mean, like I say, I'm only like 3 weeks sober. Like this has become a permanent issue for me. And that's his fault. And I hate that. And that's not fair. Do you know what I mean? And that's what this whole section is. It's like just that release of absolute rage because this isn't fucking fair. Why you didn't need to do that. You had your own issues. You could have, you know, dealt with it in your own time. But because you didn't, that's now my problem. And I have to deal with these issues for the rest of my life. That's changed the trajectory of my life. Like, fuck you. Like, oh my God.
That's rough.
Yeah.
But I know exactly the feeling though. Trust me, yeah. I've been to that exact place. Man. I don't think I've had more chills on an interview than I've had on this one. I'm not even kidding. I am not even kidding. I feel like this song, it just brings me back to that exact moment.
Yeah.
And the things you are saying are things that I wanted to say. But the thing about music and lyrics is that sometimes an artist can take an emotion and put it into words that you can't.
Yeah. So
it's like, oh shit, I didn't look at it that way.
Yeah.
But there was a lyric. Which one was it? I'm paying for the hurt that you keep.
Yes, that's what I was just saying there. Like, because you haven't dealt with this, I have to.
Yeah.
I'm paying for that.
And now this is something that I'm going to have to learn to live with and deal with.
Yeah.
Because you weren't able to do that for yourself. Now you put it on me.
You've passed it on.
Yeah, you pass it on to somebody else. Now you're just going to go on and do it to somebody else, and you're just going to wreck all these other lives.
Yeah.
And just vanish. And just vanish. Yeah.
And misery.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's so frustrating. It's like,
it
this
is.
isn't fair.
Yeah.
This isn't fair.
How could another human do that to another human that you thought loved you?
Yeah.
Like, how can you do that to some? Even if you don't love them, how can you just do that to a person? Mm-hmm. Wild.
I don't know. I think that's the part that frustrates me the most because I'm not claiming to be. I'm not trying to be all sanctimonious here and claiming that I'm like a perfect person.
Right. I had my shit too, of course.
I struggle to grasp this is because I couldn't physically imagine making those decisions and making someone so scared for their life in their own home to then pass on that much hurt and hate and rage. I mean, when I came out of that, I remember one of my friends came to me and told me some like awful stuff that had happened in his childhood, and I felt nothing. That's not me. That's not. I've never been like that. I felt nothing, and that was when I realized I was like, I'm paying for this. I've taken on this like fucking insane level of hurt or whatever that you held for whatever reason that I don't even know the details about, and now it's my problem. And it's ruining my relationships with other people. And I'm going to have to do like double the work because you couldn't be bothered to. Yeah.
So after you had this terrible thing happen to you, what was the thing that kind of got you out of that like really dark mindset? Was it the music? Was it music that kind of brought you back to, oh, not only has music saved my life, the stuff I listen to, but it's actively saving my life in the actual process of it. What was the thing that got you to kind of step away from that emotion and kind of try to separate yourself from it?
I completely avoided music for a while after that, actually.
Just even listening to music?
Yeah. I completely, I just hated it for a while, and that lasted for a good while. I'd write things because I always have. I've written like lyrics or poems or anything. I'd write bits and bobs, but the idea of making music, I didn't write a song for like a while after that. I completely neglected it, and I don't know what it was that sort of brought me back. I think I just got sick of feeling like a victim. I got sick of just, I was like, this is affecting me so much and I'm letting it. I need to just fucking do something about this. And music was the first step, as it always is with anything. And then I started writing again and just going full force. I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to take the risk, take the jump. I'm going to go straight into music and see if this works, and it's doing pretty well, and I'm really happy about that.
Yeah.
But it fucking saved my life, man. Seriously, like I wouldn't be here without it.
Me either.
Yeah. High five.
So this might be a tough question, but I know you have the answer, but you might have to think about it for a sec.
Okay.
Your story, I think, is very relatable to a lot of people, myself included. For somebody who has gone through something like that and has been able to pull themselves out of that situation, find a new partner, create art, create music, and kind of get back to being you, what advice would you give someone who is going through the same thing that you were going through and are looking for an escape to get out of it?
I think, I don't know, I'm trying to put myself back in the shoes.
Like, if you can give your old self some advice.
Yeah.
What would that advice be? What would you tell yourself when you were going through it? And take your time.
I think the one feeling that I held the most was anger. And I have a video of myself, and I was talking to like one of my friends, but I was just filming myself, like having a chat with her. And it was literally just, I think it was like the day after he'd left. And I was crying my eyes out. And I was going, I'm not even crying out of, I'm sad that he's gone. I'm angry. And I think what I did with that anger, I put it in all the wrong places. I targeted it towards myself. I targeted it towards people that I loved. The place that I needed to channel it was in music. And I think even if you don't do music, just anything that you love, any kind of art, create something, channel it into something that's going to help you. Don't take it inwards. Don't point it towards yourself. Don't point it at other people.
Because that just makes it so much worse.
Because it does.
And it leads to spiraling and
yeah. But just turn it into art.
So
I think that's the best thing that you can do.
Yeah. When you're feeling depressed or sad or angry and you want to go to the bottle, go for the pen instead and write down some lyrics.
Yeah.
Write down. Exactly.
It gives you that sense of like accomplishment as well. Even if it's a bit ass. You know, it doesn't have to be the best song you've ever written or the best piece of art you've ever made, or
but just getting it out too.
Getting it out.
Man. Like physically getting it out. There's something about it. It's just like, I can
that feeling on a page. Do you know what I mean?
And then you can rip it up afterwards too.
Yeah.
If you need to.
Fuck that bit of writing. You know? Put it in there.
Yeah.
Set fire to it.
But I love how you wrote it down. You wrote a song about it, and now it's out for the world to
in the ether.
Exactly. It's a very brave thing to do.
Thank you.
And I think when people listen to this song, they feel that it's real. Like it's not a top 40 song that someone's trying to make to get popular or famous or whatever. Like this is a deep emotional song of a real situation and something real that you went through. And I think people can tell, including myself, people can tell when there's heart and passion in the lyrics.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I appreciate you for writing this stuff. I mean, it's music like this that saves people. Seriously.
Yeah. Wow.
It's this kind of stuff that saves people. Save me.
Mm-hmm.
Are you performing this song on April 18th out in Sheffield?
I will be. Yes.
Sick. I'm going to try my hardest to make that show.
Oh, yes. That would be so sick.
I really,
that would be
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, I love, well, I love London. I've been to London, and my wife and I are actually planning on moving to London next year. That's how much I love going out there. Yeah, and I have a buddy who is about 20 minutes away from Sheffield.
All right.
And I connected with him over music. So it would be cool to kind of...
That would be so cool.
Yeah, I was texting him, I'm like, hey, man, I'm sponsoring this show that's out in Sheffield. How far are you from there? He was like, like 20 minutes. And I was like, oh, sick.
Yeah.
He was like, you got to come. He has a new girlfriend. And that's something that him and I connected with is that he had just been left by somebody. So he was on a trip. We met in Nashville. And we both went there to go connect through music and be music. And I met him at Johnny Cash's grave, actually.
Oh.
I went to Nashville and I went to go have lunch with Johnny Cash. My wife made me some burritos and some chips and stuff, and I went to go sit at the grave, and I was listening to Johnny Cash music, and he just walks up and he was like, "What's up, dude?" I was like, "What's going on, man?"
That's
and
like a movie.
It really is. It really is. And we just sat there and he was telling me about how his girlfriend left him at the airport. So he needed to book a separate flight back for himself because he didn't want to get on that flight with her. They had just gone on a vacation.
Oh my goodness.
And he was going through a really hard time and wanted to be around music. So I told him about my experience, and that music brought us together.
Oh.
And now we might be going to see you and Rex and Dust House and Sheffield. Wild.
Hell yeah.
Wild.
So cool.
Well, what else does 2026 have in store for Blood Lament? You have 3 singles out. You got a couple shows coming.
Yes.
But what else? What else is in store for you this year?
Nothing's set in stone as of yet. But I really want to get on writing my first album this year. I think that's sort of the plan. I want to get one more single and then start working on that debut album.
Sick. And then you're gonna have to come back on, and then we're gonna have to do another new song of yours, and
yes,
do a full circle moment of like where you were on this song and where you are with this new stuff.
Yeah,
that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Hell yeah.
Are these singles? Do you want these singles to be on that debut album, or is it just gonna be something brand new music?
I think I'd say that they're separate. I think this is sort of a lot of this is me just getting to terms with the music world and the industry and finding my own footing with making music and writing and stuff like that. So I want this album to sort of be like my first look at where I think I'm going in the direction of, if that makes sense.
I like that. Yeah. This is like an intro of like, this is who I used to be. And these are the things, but now I've let this music out. I'm putting on a new album, and this is now me right here. I'm leaving all that shit over there. I'll still use that for motivation for lyrics, but that's not me. That's not me anymore.
Yeah.
This is me. And you'll walk out covered in blood or something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, do it. So if anybody, well, actually, before I ask that question, 2 more questions. One, so if somebody is like, why should I go to this show in Sheffield and see these 3 bands? What is your like hype thing? Like, why should someone go to this show on the 18th of April?
Because I'm awesome. Dust House.
Clearly.
Sick. Rex are fucking incredible. And this is going to be the best show of the whole year, of the whole planet, of the whole world.
The whole planet.
Absolute universe. It'd be stupid not to go because that's just the truth.
Yeah.
And that's just how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, it is.
Do you know what I mean?
Have you been to this venue before, the one you're playing at?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I've seen pictures of it online. Looks kind of cute, but no, I've not been there yet. I've not lived in Sheffield for too long. I've been here for about 2.5 years. I think. I'm from Newcastle.
How far is that from where you're at now?
It's like 100 miles.
Okay. Is that where your family's at and
you
stuff?
guys is like nothing, isn't it? It's like because you
like an hour and a half, something like that.
Yeah, that's big because we're like this teeny tiny little island.
Okay.
We're like, that's
Gotcha.
miles away. Like, oh my god. Like, so my family, when I told them I was moving down here, they were like, "What? Like, oh my god! Like, you're gonna be so far away from us." But like, to you, that's nothing.
Yeah. I'm in New York. My family's all the way in Arizona, which is on the complete opposite coast of the U.S.
Oh my god!
It's like an 8-hour flight to get there. I'm just like,
Jesus,
I'm good.
Like a different country.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, we were almost as far away as possible in the U.S. as we possibly could be from each other. Why did you move to Sheffield out of all the places to go? Why did you choose there?
I genuinely don't know. I always had this thing. Bring Me the Horizon are from there, and I always just had this weird connection to Sheffield. I think mainly because of them. And I
they
was
fucking
like,
rule.
This is a cool guy place. This is
That's how I felt about moving to New York. I'm like, it would just be cool to say I live here. So that's probably the thing. Yeah, cool. Okay.
Although I think in retrospect, Sheffield isn't like the most awesome place in the UK, but you know, there's cool people here, and I've met some incredible and crazy talented people from around here.
Well, so that's what Dust House was saying. They were like, there's so much talent here, and the scene here, the community out here is one of the best.
It's incredible. I think even just like music, but any sort of art, the general just like creative scene in Sheffield is like crazy, which is something I genuinely wasn't expecting. But I got very lucky with that because I've met some like just incredibly talented people. I mean, I've been part of like little like fashion shows and things like in little like local pubs and stuff and like bars for people who are like have their own brands and stuff. Like it's just, I don't know, it's really cool. It's very close knit. It's cozy. Everyone's really nice.
Well, so far the 2 interviews I've had today with you and Dust House have hyped up Sheffield.
Yeah.
Now I have to go and see it.
Yes, come on. You got it.
So for anybody who wants to keep up with all your music, all your shows, if someone said, "Hey, Romy, where do I go to keep updated with everything?" Where would you send them?
My Instagram is where I'm the most active. It's just Blood Lament. Everything's linked through there. You've got my Spotify. I'm on all streaming platforms. YouTube as well. I do I make my own like lyric videos, which aren't
cool.
the best, but I try.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'll have a music video out at some point this year, so that'll all be on there. And yes, but Instagram is the place to go if you want to hear anything about what I'm up to.
It's that easy. So if you don't do it, then we are sad.
I'll never forgive you. I'll never forgive you.
Well, you have Father to go check out. You have Victimizer to go check out. And now you just heard Authority. So go and listen to those songs. Download them, add them, buy them, stream them. Help support artists who are pouring their heart into what they do because they all deserve it. I am stoked for my podcast to be a sponsor of this upcoming show for you guys. I am, going to do my best to spread awareness for you guys, put your music out. And I really hope that I can make it out there because it would be cool to hang out with you guys. It really would. Totally. It really would.
It's so sick.
Yeah, well, this shit is not easy to talk about. And the more people that talk about it inspires others to talk about it and be more open. And that's the whole point of this. So thank you for doing that. And this being your first podcast, so to come on your first one and be this vulnerable and this open, it just shows your strength. It really does.
Thank you. Oh, that's so sweet.
Absolutely.